All right, just 1 second, everybody. Just got to be converted to the host. So I don't know who's taking over, but on the wrong panel. Hold on 1 second. There we go. All right. All right, hopefully everybody sees my screen okay. Perfect. All right, then. Okay, good. All right, well, perfect. All right, guys, so let's get started. Let me get the recorder up and running, and we'll move forward. All right, everyone, welcome back here to Cybertrain University. I am Fausto Pugliese, founder and president of Cybertrain University, and we're going to teach you exactly how to trade from a veteran trader. I've been doing this for almost 30 wonderful years, and you're going to see things that are going to totally blow off your socks, because a lot of what you're doing is trading totally opposite what you should be doing. Now, I'm going to talk about some stocks really quick. I want to get right into the exciting part of it. We have a stock that's moving really, really quickly today, and it's doing great today. Let me show you what it is. Did you guys see the stock TOP? Top? I don't know if you guys saw this stock, but this stock started this morning right around $7, around 10 o'clock this morning. And let me just show you a little bit better of a picture right here. And this stock literally just ran from all the way up to $24. Okay, let's make sense of that. It is only 12 o'clock. And in 2 hours, we had a stock that went from $7 all the way to 24. Now, as of right now, I still own the stock. You can see right here, I'm up about, I didn't buy that much. I only bought 100 shares of it. And what was that? A $700 investment. And right here, you can see all the trades. I'm doing pretty good on FRC. I lost a little money in these other ones. These are all 100 share trades. Okay. And you can see the trades right here when they took over. We bought this top trade at $9.54 at $9.91. I don't know if you guys could see that right there. Right. Oops, got the wrong crayon. There we go. Right here. See it right there? All right. So we've pretty much been trading it for the last hour, and that's basically what's going on. So these are things why people love day trading. They see things like this. They're like, why is it going up? How did you know it was going to go up? What drove them up? That's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to teach you what's driving these things, how to use level 3, level 4, all those great features. Now, I'm just out of curiosity, did anyone here see or trade these stocks this morning? Stocks like FRC, FCRX, Top. Anyone here trade them? Nobody here traded them. All right, listen, don't worry about it. Nope. Okay. Well, listen, did you see them? Did you know why they went up or any of that good stuff? We're going to talk about all that good stuff right now. So let's get right into it. And let me just tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing here. Just to let you know that I've been doing this for over 30 years. I've traveled around the world. I competed against the top traders in the industry. Basically, I'm 12-time champion, the traders money shows and stuff like that. But the thing is, the whole thing about trading is having a game plan, learning from good traders, and knowing why they go up and go down the way they do. Now, my goal today is this, okay? I am looking for traders that I could teach, that I can make you part of my team. That's the reason why I'm here. So I'm going to invite all of you guys to come into this room right here. When we're all said done, this is my live trading room that you're watching right now. And I'm going to invite every one of you to come in there. Well, I'm not going to invite everybody because some of you probably don't qualify to be in there, but we're going to try to get the most of you in here. I'm going to show you how to get in there. And hopefully you could be like some of these people that are standing right here in these two pictures and screens. Now, just to let you know how I got started before I get into the detail, I think this is very important. I know a lot of people like to talk about, oh, here we go again, another guy with an ego and all that. No, listen, I'm past that. All right. I'm 51 years old. Maybe when I was 24. Okay. But the thing is this, the way I got into the industry is that I was a very big failure before I became very successful. I was that person that went out there thinking like, oh, what do I need someone to teach me how to do it? I could do it myself. Well, guess what? It doesn't work that easy. Okay. Kind of blew up 3 accounts when I did that. Finally, I live here in New York. I learned from the best traders in the industry. I finally took a job as a trader and worked for somebody. And let me tell you, what you're going to learn today is the same exact thing I learned 30 years ago. I should have never, ever made my first trade, ever, because it didn't matter what I thought. It's what the street thought. It's not about what most people talk about, the past, about some indicator, some Fibonacci, some MACD, some support resistance. How about this? How about seeing where the orders are? How about if I'm able to teach you how to read the future? Everybody's like, teach future. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to follow orders, knowing where the institutions are, where they're placing their limits, algorithms, dark pools, high frequency trades. That's what we're going to talk about in the next 30, 40 minutes. So fasten your seats, everyone. We're going to have a lot more exciting stuff to do. So my first question I have to ask you is, now I know a little bit about myself. Now I need to know a little bit about you. Why? Could you just tell me, how long you guys been investing for? It's been a couple of years, a couple of months, a couple of weeks. Tell me a little bit about you. David, how long you been trading for? Jason, Bob, I see a bunch of you guys chatting in there. Cindy, how many? Tell me a little bit about you. How long you guys been trading? 30 years. Okay. Listen, great traders never stop learning. 45 years, David. My God. All right, how about this? When did you start taking very seriously? That's another thing I think most people want to look at. Dave, you've been doing the last 2 months, couple of months. Cindy, okay. Dennis, what about you? I didn't hear from you. Elvis, Fred, JC, James, 10 years? All right, good. Well, let's talk about some stocks that we traded over the course of this week. Now, let me explain something to you. I don't care what I trade. I just want a good deal, right? I don't care what the company does. I just want to risk the least amount of money doing it with a high amount of reward. I don't care, about their practices and what they offer. I might not even believe what they do for a living. But if that stock isn't a big percentage gainers, I'm all over it. So let's talk about a stock like CXAI, okay? Now, this stock had a very, very big run up. Now, to let you know a little bit myself, I'm actually one of the original day traders in this industry. When I started, there was about 1,000 of us. Now there's like tens of millions around the world. I've learned to be a intraday trader teaches you how to be a good swing trader and a good investor. I've also taught me how to trade options. It also taught me how to, trade different markets, but it all starts what happens over the course of the day, which trickles into, oh, look at this industry. AI is moving. All those AI stocks. Oh, look what happened to bank stocks in California. This one company just screwed everyone over, but it took everyone else down with it. And there were opportunities out there. And if you knew those, you'll know where to look. That's what we're going to teach you. So let's talk about this AI stock right here. Big runner up. Look at what happened early this morning in pre-market. It was around $7. By 12 o'clock, the thing already jumped to 13, right? So what do you mean again? How does that work? Listen, those stocks start somewhere. They start when the market opens up, and then they'll trickle into a swing trade, and they'll also trickle into a more of an investment. Because if you don't watch these stocks and see how far they can go up, this stock, you could see CXAI start all the way down to $3 to $9 in one day, one little day. Now, for everyone here, you're probably asking, how did you find the stock's top today? How did you find FRC? Well, I don't have a crystal ball, and I don't believe in crystal balls, okay? First, it's against my religion, okay? We just work off the big percentage gainers. So if you really want to know, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you follow me on YouTube, whatever it is, you want to know, how do you, and by the way, does anyone ever follow us in the morning on YouTube? We are live every morning with the watch list at 9 a.m. and we're live at 2:30 in the afternoon. Anyone here join my YouTube channel? We'll post the link up here for you so you guys can subscribe, okay? So we'll get the staff to put in there. But we go through all we do is go through the big percentage gainers and losers list, right? There we go. Thank you very much. Someone in the staff just posted in it. Just click on that link, and it'll bring you right here. Oh, we're broadcasting live. Sorry about that. but you'll probably hear me double, but just subscribe to it and you'll get that link right there. All right. Now, oh, there you go. You got the right one. That's the one we're looking for. The YouTube channel. There we go. So you can see that we have, look at all these videos we have. If you look at it, how many videos we're up to? We're up to 2,600 videos that we have posted live, and we're live every morning. At here, you can see all the live events, huddle in the morning, afternoon. You can go back and watch all these videos just to back test us and see if things work. But just to let you know, we just basically work off the big percentage gainers and losers. But the question is, how do we know, which one is going to give the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward? That's what I need you to join my trading room. I'm going to let you know, all have access to it when we go through it. But the big thing about trading is that we don't go out there and we don't hold positions overnight unless they're done into design. We don't go out there and buy things and hold on to them because maybe you like what the company does, because you can wake up the next morning and, miss a big runner and then jump in the next morning and then lose it all, right? So you have to understand, you just got to know how to trade them. And I'm going to talk about how we actually trade these stocks, because that's what makes traders succeed, by having the right tools. Now, I'm going to talk about 3 very important windows: level 2, level 3, and level 4. How you doing, Dennis? Good to see you too. All right. So we're going to talk about these things. Now, these windows right here are the holy grail of trading. This is what controls the market. This is basically what tells you where the direction is to read the future of the market. Now, let's start off with something called level 2. All right. Now, does anyone here have level 2? Just give me a yes or no. Anybody here have level 2? Yes, no, question mark. David, you have it. Eddie, Jason, you don't have it. Okay. Sylvia have it. Cindy, David. Damien's got me a big thumbs up. All right. There you go. That's it. What about you, Ed? I didn't hear from you. James, I didn't hear from you. Matt? Guys, why are you here? Listen, if I ask a question, don't be embarrassed to share it, okay? This is a live event. I take my hard time to be here to educate and look for traders, okay? But you're interviewing me. Let me know if you can answer. If you can't answer it, you shouldn't even be in here, okay? Because that's how you lose money in trading. And don't mind me being a very abrasive, but I hate seeing people lose money. And it's not because they're in the wrong trade. It's because they're in ignorance, okay? Now, let's talk about level 2, what it is. These are your buyers, and these are your sellers. You got 3 columns. The first column is a 4-letter abbreviation of the brokerage firm or an exchange, okay? Where's your site on YouTube? We'll post that up there again. Here you go. Oops, I had it to everyone. There we go. There they post up where. The first column is a 4-letter abbreviation of the brokerage firm. Second column is the price that they want to buy it for. And the third column is how many shares they want to buy. Everything there is multiplied by 100. Okay, everything. Now, the way it works is that whoever wants to buy for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy the shares for less money is down at the bottom. Okay, so that's basically what you got going on here. Now, the problem with level 2, it's been outdated since 2000. Okay, this thing is about 20 or 30 years old. It doesn't work as well as what we're going to talk about next. Now, let me just clear this out and show you what I mean. There we go. All right. So does anybody here have what's called NASDAQ Book Viewer? Anyone have this? Anyone have NASDAQ Viewer? Okay. So if you go to our website, and we'll play the video. Here's a video. I actually do a lot of presentations at NASDAQ teaching people how to use NASDAQ Book Viewer on their show. I'm actually live. I'm there. I've been there for about over 5 years now. NASDAQ, the exchange, including all the other exchanges, realize that the reason why people fail is they just don't know how to trade the market. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of you here think you know how to trade. You really don't. How do I know that? Because I was one of them. I got my license as a broker did everything. And then when I learned to be a trader, I didn't realize I was trading blind. So let me tell you what we got going on here. This is called NASDAQ Book Viewer. I kind of call it level 3. What you're seeing here is very similar to level 2, but the big difference is you're seeing every single order out there in the entire world at every single price level. So you're getting the same features. You got the buyers, you got the sellers, you got the 3 columns, orders, shares, and price, okay? And you could see who's buying it for the most amount of money. You could see who's buying it for less money. But the difference between level 2 and level 3 or book viewer is that level 2 is only showing you the best order on NASDAQ. It's not showing you all the orders on NASDAQ or all the orders out there. So you're seeing every single order. Now think about this for a second. Listen to me carefully. If I could show you, and see where 70% of the buyers and sellers out there, how much better and smarter trades would you make? Now, we're not talking about, we're not talking about like, 200,000. I'm talking about 70%, if not more, of all the orders out there. Actually, NASDAQ makes up 50%, give or take, of every order that's out there on every single stock. Do you think you know what's more? You think you know more than what's going on than, Goldman Sachs or Merrill Lynch or, all these high frequency trades out there? I doubt it. I doubt it. So you know what? How about this? How about we go out there and just learn to see what other people are doing? Now, let me tell you how this works. Does everyone here know how to read a chart? Just give me a quick yes or no. Everybody here know how to read a chart? Some people get nervous, like, I think so, from Mike. Ed, you do? Donald, yes? Okay, good. Now, we're going to eliminate a lot of the fancy stuff, okay? We're looking at a basic bar chart. Now, here's a stock. You could see it started around 940, and it was at $18, right? And it came all the way down. It stopped all the way down here. Oops. It came all the way down here to about, was it $16.64? Hit there around 10:05, went back up to 17, came back down to 16.60, and finally went all the way to 17.40. Now, why did it stop at $16.60? Like, where did that come from? Where like, why did it stop at 15? Why did it stop at 17? Why 16.60? Well, I'll tell you why. When you look over here on the NASDAQ exchange, you look on the left-hand side, you'll notice that you have a 44,000 share buyer out here, 14 different orders that make up that order at that 16.62. Now, when you look at all the other orders, like you got 100 shares, 1,400, 500, 100, 44,000 shares is a pretty large block of shares looking to be bought at that price. So in theory, what do you think is going to happen? When you got demand, stocks go up, right? You got supply, stocks go down. That's how things are being driven by. Now, by the way, did I lose anybody on that? I mean, it's almost like common sense. Let's look at the stock going up. Snapchat, okay? Look what happened right here. The stock sits there, hits the support levels, finally goes all the way up, hits a price right around here, around 11.20, then comes back down, okay? And finally goes back up. And I mean, and then from 12 o'clock until like right to the close, the stock had a tough time breaking this price at 11.20. Why is that? Because of Fausto said so? Because of you said Damon? Because of you said Edward? No. If you look over here on the NASDAQ book viewer, on the sell side, you had 167,000 shares looking to be sold at 11.20. Okay. Now, those are real orders. All right. So I don't know if people listen. Oh, what about spoofing? Listen, those are real orders. Okay. And if you don't believe me, it's real. When I invite you in my trading room, I'll find 167,000 share seller at $11, and we'll take your $1 million and we'll see if you get executed or not. Okay. If you want to see if it's really fake or not. Okay. So that's, you have to understand. Now, getting back to what we've learned, why is the stock having a tough time breaking 11.20? It's not because of Fausto said so. It's not because of CNBC or Fox Business or anyone else. It all had to do because that is a big seller out there. Now, did I lose anybody? That's right. Right, Dave. We're no astrologists. Exactly. Did I lose anybody? Just give me yes or no. No, no. Good, good. Perfect. By the way, did that seem complicated? It's like almost like common sense. So like, oh yeah, now I finally get it. You're right. Buyers make support. Resistance makes sellers. Seeing them out there makes perfect sense. Now, let's see. Let's move on and show you a couple other things. Here's stock BBIO, right? Looking at this stock BBIO, what's the trend of this stock? Can everybody just tell me what's the trend? What's it doing? Going up or down? It's going down, down, down. Okay. Okay, good. All right. So you know what? You guys are all right. It is going down. Now, the $64,000 question is this. When is it going to stop? I mean, could you imagine? How many of you ever own a stock like, and you bought it? It's 10 at 9:30 in the morning. It's like, oh my God, I'm losing money. What do I do? Do I sell it? I can't afford it. Well, do you know where the buyers are? You still want to sell it to take a loss. You might jump into a big buyer out there. You got to have a game plan. So let's look at this. We'll look at the book viewer, and you'll notice that we need buyers, obviously, for the stock to go up. Now, it might not sound like a lot, but you got 5,000 shares looking to be bought at $15.51. And you got another 22,000 at $15.50. Listen, you got 500 share buyers, $200 shares, 1,000. I mean, on the average, it's almost like 10 to 20 times bigger than most orders out there. So what do you think is going to happen? Okay. Not only that, you got another 10,000 there at 1547. So between 51 and 47, you're talking about, I don't know, close to like almost 40,000. That's a lot. Because if you break that, I don't see any 40,000 share buyers anywhere anytime soon. So what are we doing? We're following the money. And guess what? Look what happened when we got to that price around 1550. From 10 o'clock, it hit it, went to 16, came back to 50. And it did that for literally several hours. And then finally, the thing goes up to $17. Okay. And that's how you convert a loser back into a winner. And the way you do that is, did you see the orders out there? And you know what? How many of you are actually doing that right now? How many of you are doing that? Probably not very many. How about an example of LCID? Let's look at this. Let's do the opposite. Let's just look at the orders. Forget about all these fancy little windows that you got and you need. Let's just go right to the data, right to the raw data. We have, a seller. I'm looking for big orders. And the first thing that comes to my attention is I see we have a 67,000 share seller and another 20,000 share seller between $7.99 and $8. Okay. And the stock right now is trading between $7.98 and 797 bid by 798 offer. Okay. And from what I can see here is I am literally 1 to 2 pennies away from a big order. Now let's think about this, fellow traders. What do you think is going to happen when we get close to $8? Is the stock going to go higher or is it going to go lower? What do you think? Lower. John says lower. Don says lower. Lower. Okay. Are you sure about that? Are you guys sure about that? Because you know what's so funny? You answer that pretty quickly. Okay. You answer that really quickly. And I wonder why. Maybe it might be your spidey instincts. Maybe it might be your trading instincts. Or maybe just Fausto taught you something that said, hey, it might be going down, right? Let's look at this chart. What does this chart tell you? Is the stock going up or going down? Well, right now, it started at 9:30 this morning at $7.10. And we are right now trading right below 780, right? Look, to me, it looks like this thing is off to the races. This keeps going higher and higher and higher, right? Looks perfect to me. But let's think about this for a second. The other data showed it that we got a big seller about 20 cents away. Doesn't show you that in the chart, does it? Because guess what? If you didn't see that, look what ended up happening. Boom, now you came right back down to 760 and you just threw away, you convert a winner or into a loser or maybe a small profit. How many times has that happened to you? How many times you're like, why did that stock go down on me? And my argument is, did you see the orders out there? And people like, you could see that? Yeah, absolutely. So too many times, right, David? A lot of times. Now, these are what we call iceberg orders. And this is what you have to understand to be a trader. You have to be able to see the iceberg orders out there. You got to know where the orders are. Other than that, you're trading blind. All right. And think about it. And the reason why we call them iceberg orders is I came up with that word after watching that sad movie, The Titanic. You know, they're more concerned about the ship being so pretty, not worrying about the safety of the people. And little did I know, it's not what's on top of the water of an iceberg. It's what's on the bottom that makes it very large. Now, these, like I said, are live orders. And now I'm going to prove it to you. And I'm going to show you live in the market. And you are all going to be invited to see this live. Okay. So don't you go anywhere, because in the next few moments, I'm going to give you everybody the opportunity to come into the trading room and to see and follow these big iceberg orders. Now, how much, by the way, how much would you willing to pay for that? Let's think about this for a second. I'm going to ask everybody a dumb question. I know a lot of you spent money on training, okay, and you buy software and so on. If I could tell you that I could show you about 50% of the orders that are out there in the market right now, that you could see the future, what would you pay for that? What's that worth to you? Because remember, you got a brokerage account right now. You're trading, probably got several thousand, hundreds of thousands. To see that data, what would you pay? $100? Okay. Don says 1,000. Okay. Anyone else? By the way, if anybody dare says the word free in here, I'm going to do you a big favor. You better quit trading right now and go start searching and interviewing stockbrokers. There is nothing free in this world. The only thing is free is the cheese in the mouse trap. And we all know what ends up happening with the mouse. Okay. Nobody works for free. All right. Just please keep that in mind. But what you do want, you just want a good deal and you want to get value. And you know what? With that cost right there is exactly right, Larry. It's $15 a month. That's all. Think about it. For $15, you could see 50% of the volume in the market. Why wouldn't you not want that? Why would you not want that? And that's why NASDAQ has become do presentations, because if they can have an educated client or educated trader like you, most people won't blow up their accounts and they won't have to worry about all these catastrophes and hear all this fear-mongering that goes on in the news all the time. You just got to learn how to trade. By the way, that's the address to go to. Data, and I'm not holding any punches. Datastored.nasdaq.com. All right. And don't you forget who told you where you found out about it. All right. So that's all it basically is. Now, when you register, I'm going to show you how to get even cheaper than that. All right. So, and that's going to be the best part of it, but I definitely would recommend you guys to go out there and buy it. All right. So now let's talk about some puts and calls and options. Well, you know what, Ed has said it perfectly. He goes, Fausto, I didn't even know this even existed. Now, Ed, I know, isn't that crazy? And it's fine. And you know what the difference is? You know why you don't know why it existed? Is because who really trained you? Were you ever trained by a market maker? Were you ever trained by someone who worked on the floor of the exchange like me? Probably not. Or maybe just reading some books. Exactly. Ed said no. David said no. And that's why you're here. You're here because someplace, somewhere, you found out about Cybertrade University of Fausto, and you probably realize, like, damn it, there's got to be a secret behind that I'm not doing right. And here you have it. Because when you see things like this and you're wondering why people call these double bottoms, triple tops, teacup rules, peaks and valleys, screw that crap. It's about the buyers and sellers out there. That's all it comes down to it. Because if you didn't see these big buyers and these sellers, even like on a brand name stock like Coinbase, you can convert a big winner to a big loser, and you don't want to do that. Now, let's talk about a couple other things, how it affects like options premiums and stuff like that. Listen, if you want to be a good options trader, I know we have a lot of options traders in here. Do you realize what makes an option move? It's the movement of the stock. It's the movement of the stock. So think about it. If you know how to trade the stock, then you know what option to trade. Sometimes you don't have to do that, but people make that mistake. Now let's get into something more fun. You thought NASDAQ book viewer was pretty cool. Wait till you see level 4. All right. Level 4 is going to open up a new can of worms. This is basically now going to implement a heat map into trading. So you could see how long he's been out there. It's going to aggregate other exchanges, all that stuff. David says, it's great to hear you talk about options. People really love them. But David, this is the problem about options, though. I know a lot of people like options because they love the word leverage. The problem is that more people lose in options than anything because there's so many ways of trading it. And it all comes down to it that if you want to know the right option to trade, you have to find the right stock first. And sometimes you're trading an option because you can't afford the stock. And that's a poor man playing a rich man's game. That's not why you trade an option. Okay. But we'll cover that a lot more. But the thing is this, when it comes to trading, let's look at this for an example. Apple. Here's 9:30 in the morning. Apple goes from 165 all the way to a price of 168. And you could see here when it was right around 166 and the stock kept going up, you notice that there was an order that popped up right when the market opened up. And when it took literally about several hours to get there, what did the stock end up doing when it got to 168? It went nowhere because you had a 30,000 share seller, a 36,000 share seller, a 10,000 share seller. All these orders showed up right around there that pushed it down. So when you're thinking that this only works on small cap or inexpensive stocks, no, it works on expensive stocks also. Okay. Here's another example. The goal about being a good trader is having a game plan. That's where it comes down to it. And here you have an example of a stock that was going up, LCID, and you'll notice this little red line right here. That's a 66,000 share seller. He's been out there for almost 30 minutes. And when you see the stock at 750 and you want to know where you want to take a profit, it might say about 50 cents higher. Why? Not because Fausto said so, because that orders out there said so. And guess what? It hit it, it came back down. It hit it, it came back down. This guy did not leave. Not only did he not leave, he added to his order. Now it's 97,000, 29,000. So from 10 o'clock this morning, okay, going all the way to the close, this thing did not want to go down. Have that happened to you? You're like, I don't understand. Why? What's making this resistance? I don't know. Maybe because there's about almost 120,000 shares looking to get out of a stock, $1 million worth of stock. I think I would follow him. Here's another example, BBIO. All right. This is what we teach you. It's all about having a game plan. And the game plan is this. Why did the stock go from 270 all the way up to 320? And what is our game plan? Our game plan is this. You see how this order showed up around 1040? Here you have a stock, you own it, you're doing well, you're at 280, you're like, okay, why, where's my game plan? Well, when you got this 124,000 share sellers sitting in here and the stock is starting to go up, I think you should have a game plan to get focused and say, 270, 320, 330, 50 cent profit. Why would I take a 50 cents and not $1 or 25? Because big order showed up. And guess what happened? If you didn't get out, and he knew you weren't going to get out, he started lowering his offer. So he went from 330. Now he's like, you know what? It looks like it's backing off. Let me get out of it. And as soon as this guy showed up, look what happened. He lowered his offer. Now the thing even went down even lower. So if you're wondering how stocks make these really big deep dives and these big ups, it's because there's something called a ladder effect. A ladder effect is when someone goes out there and wants to sell something, or buy something and he knows he's not going to get it and he'll upbid it or he'll lower his offer. Let's look at ALR, another good stock. How much time we got? Okay, we got about another 10 minutes. Almost done here. Man, this goes fast. Another big runner stock that we traded. Look how nice this stock was. Here's a stock. There was a 100,000 share buyer right around right here. You can see it here, $1.17. You see it right there where that arrow is? 119,000. Look at all these sellers, 100, 200, 300. A lot big buyers on the bid. Look what happened to the stock since 930 to 950. Stock's been on a nice little uptrend. Now, what ends up happening? Oh, what do you know? Another buyer shows up at $1.70. So forget about $1.17. Now we went up 50 cents. Now you got an 84,000 share buyer and you got another 49,000 share buyer. I don't see that on the sell side, but I'm sure enough seeing it on the buy side. What do you think is going to happen to the price of the stock? Exactly. It's going to go higher. Not only did it go higher, now we're already at $2. Now you got the 184,000. Now you got an 80,000, another 74, 69, 65. I mean, I'm sorry. That seller that was there at the, $1.70, now he went up to $1.90 and $2, right? So you're not talking chump change. This is what's called bidding up. You know he can't get it here. He's like, stock's going up, so he keeps bidding it up. And not only that, he bid it up even again. He went all the way to 210. Look at this stock. Look how it's going up. It's already at 220. You see that? Ladder. And don't forget, you still got that big buyer out there at $1.17. He hasn't left ever since. So it's not just one person, it's several different orders from several different companies. So you might not think it's a lot, but let's do the math. Let's see how good you guys are. If you bought a stock at $1.20, and right now it's at $2.20. How much money is that? It's $1. You do that every day. You make $1 a day on 1,000 shares. That's $250,000 salary. Who doesn't want that job? So listen, I'm not going out there and, I don't like to talk about money. And listen, the big thing you have to understand and what people have to learn is, how do I stop losing it? Right? And the reason why you're losing is because you're not having a game plan to get out where other people are looking to get out. Let's talk about another brand name, okay? Because now some of you here are telling me, well, does this work with brand name stocks? Let's look at Tesla, okay? Tesla went from this 168, hit a big support level and started going straight up. Why would the stock go up? Starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. What would drive that stock to go up? Can anybody tell me? Let's see what you've learned. Oh, very good. Very good, David. Donald, Sylvia. Buyers, right? You see buyers on the chart? I don't think so. So let's go hop over here on the book viewer. Wow. 200,000 share buyer at 165. That's a pretty big ass buyer when you got sellers of 15 shares, 41 shares, 2,000. That's still a lot. That's still 300,000. Talking 200,000. Talking $30 million worth of stock. Okay. What do you think is going to happen when you got that big order out there buying it? Look at that. He's been out there. The stock goes higher. That's the reason why. Not because of Fausto said so. Not because, like I said, the financial station said so, or some analyst or some stupid newsletter came out there and told you how great the company is. This stock started at the open at 166, and it finally met its match when it tested this big order that showed up there. But not only the 200,000, but it really is 384,000. And you could see how all those orders, when they got aggregated on that book, on that chart, kind of makes sense why a lot more of those orders started galloping higher. And you could see that not only was at 165, but look at all these big orders. Listen, 22,000 shares at 168. Are you kidding me? How many of you are out there? And most people do. To be like, oh, I can't buy, $10 million worth of stock. I'll trade the options. Okay, that's great. And by you trading the options, maybe if you knew how to trade the stock, then you probably know why the option went higher. Because that's how the stock got to 165 all the way to 168, which, by the way, now it's testing not as big as a seller of at 170 for 83,000. By the way, does that seem hard? Did I lose anybody? Did I lose anybody yet? Very good. Thanks a lot, David. Good. I'm glad. Listen, I just want to make sure you guys are following along. I mean, we have like almost 100 people in here. What else are you doing? You know what I mean? Because it's your feedback that tells you if the stock is doing what it's supposed to do. Now, who here wants to learn more? Who here wants to see this stuff live? Good, because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to invite every one of you to come into my trading room, and I want you to see if this really does work. The problem about charts and these PowerPoints is anyone could, you don't know if it's real or not. Listen, anybody could cherry pick the good ones and the bad ones. Guess what? You could, if you want to think that, go right ahead. Guess what? I'm going to invite you in the trading room. I'm going to show you. I'm going to invite everybody here to come into the trading room because I want to show you something very cool. Remember that stock I told you about, Tops, that I showed you this morning before we got started? Do you see how the stock literally went from $7 at 10 o'clock this morning all the way to 24? What's the stock doing right now? What's it doing right now? It's falling, right? We start at 12 o'clock, right? You see how it's starting to fall? It was 19. Look, where is it right now? It's at 1670. While you guys were listening, I sold it. I got out at 18, and there's my time right there. Somebody say it? So as we were talking, I was also trading. Got out at 12.19 at $18. Look, where is the stock right now? The stock right now is at $15. Let's see if you guys learned anything. Why did the stock go down? Why would that stock go down? How did I know to get out? How did I know how to get out of that trade? No more buyers, right? Just all sellers. How about this? I'm going to show you level 4 here. It's not the easiest one to read, but look at all these orange lines. Seller, 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 seller. A couple of buyers showed up here at 15. Guess what? They got executed. Buyer was out there at 16.10, got executed. Now, buyers make support, but listen, someone could sell it to them. And when we were watching it earlier, that's the reason why it dropped. Look what happened right here. See all the sellers showed up? Seller, 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 seller. And guess what? How many people out there you think like, oh, why is it going down now? How did I not know? Well, did you see the sellers out there? Because if you didn't, I got out at 18 and you're still holding here and this thing's at 16 and I just sold it $2 more than you did. So you see what I'm saying, fellow traders? So I'm going to show you this stuff live. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. Everybody got their phone? Everybody got their phone in front of them? Go grab your phone right now because you're going to need it. Okay, David, you got it? Okay, get ready. So turn on your camera because I'm going to give you a QR code to get in this trading room. All right. So listen, Cyber Trade University, let me just tell you a little history about us. You could attend any event with any other guru out there in the educational school. You will find nobody endorsed by more brokerage firms than Cyber Trading University. And you probably have an account with them. And we do education for all of them. And we coach people on their platforms. How much smarter and better trading decisions if you had a personal coach that you could talk to on the phone that could, that would pick up your call, right away and help you through that. This is what makes us why we have a 5-star rating on Google. Okay. So by the way, and now with everything going on with COVID and elections, all that, there's no better time to learn than now. So how could you learn more? Everyone's going to have access to this trading room. Okay. I'm going to give you a 1-week trial in that trading room. And this is how you're going to get in. I'm going to charge you $9. That's it. $9. That's all. Get your phone, scan it. You also, if you don't have your phone, we just posted a link in the room right there. You can go there also. Now, why am I charging $9? First of all, people are like, wait a minute, I would have paid $1,000 for this one if you told you. Guess what? I'm not asking for 1,000. I'm not asking for 100. I'm asking for $9, and this is why. I don't know who you are, where you came from. Leroy, I don't know who you are. JC, I don't know if that's your real name. Brad, haha. I don't know if you're just laughing, but I don't know. I don't know who you are. But if you want to learn how to trade and you want to take us seriously, we'll take you seriously. So, and believe me, I'm not going to charge you a week later and scam you into something. This just proves to me you're going to take it seriously. I used to do it for free, to prove it. But you know what? I'm not doing that anymore because I know that 80% of the people didn't even take it seriously. And you don't want us to waste our time. So take your phone, scan it right now, and we'll get you in that trading room immediately. Now, you don't have to start immediately. You could start on Monday. You can start when you want, but that's what it's going to be. Now, this is what you're going to get because I got a couple of good bonuses I'm going to give you. It's just not the trading room. You are also going to get a couple of workshops. We start the trading room at 7:45 in the morning. We go until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We do live commentary. You're going to hear our voices. We're going to tell you and show you what we're looking at. Okay. We got watch lists. We're actually going to give you also a couple of workshops. We're going to give you a workshop how to set up the book viewer. We're going to give you a workshop how to read level 3 and level 4. Okay. We want you to get the best experiences possible to understand, to stop losing money. Okay. Because that's your biggest issue. You want to learn how to play the game. When you turn on the TV and you said, wow, I wish I was able to sit down next to those people on New York Stock Exchange. Well, here's your opportunity. And how is that even possible? Because I was one of them. And let me tell you, nothing has changed from 30 years ago to today, other than you're going to be licensed and you don't have to get a job doing this anymore. Oh, and costs went down cheaper. Okay. So we're also going to throw in 100 hours of trading strategies that you guys are more than welcome to hit up whenever you want. You're going to get that as a bonus. Okay. I am also going to give you my book. A lot of people out here are like, oh, Faust, I love your book. It was a great book. Best $47 ever spent. Guess what? You don't have to go to Amazon and buy it. I'll give it to you for free. Why am I giving all this stuff, give you such a great deal? Because I need to find serious traders that I could trade with. All right. And I want to make sure that you're getting, you're getting the maximum amount of education to make sure what you're doing is the right way the right way of going about this, because a lot of you are going the wrong way of doing it. So for $9, get your phone, scan that, and we'll get you locked in. But you know what? I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm going to give you one more bonus. Okay. Actually, I'll throw two more bonuses. For the first 20 people that register, I will personally give you a coaching class. Okay. Now, if that alone to get a free phone call from me can't even sell you, then I don't know what to tell you. And at the second bonus I'm going to give you after the trial, you want your $9 back? I'll give you $9 back. Do I look like I need $9? That picture on that wall you see right there, that picture right, that not picture actually, it's a signed autograph of Michael Schumacher. That thing's worth about $10,000, if not more. There's a signed, I got memorabilia everywhere. I don't need your $9. That's basically what I'm telling you. I just made 1,000 trading tops. Okay. I am looking for serious traders. That's what I'm looking for. And if you can't afford $9, then I don't know what to tell you. All right. But if you want to learn how to find these iceberg orders, how to find these stocks, you want to make sure you know why you keep losing it and knowing that you're always 10 seconds or 10 minutes behind, here's your chance. A couple of questions here. Damon Lee. The only thing that had to change is big time and just a location. We had to thank you for the internet, Zoom along with the FaceTime. You're more than welcome, Damon. Listen, we're broadcasting live on all social medias right now. We're on YouTube. We're on LinkedIn. Some of you are watching it on Instagram. Some of you right now that are in the Zoom room and stuff like that. Listen, I love teaching people because I've changed people's lives, okay? And you can read a lot about them on our Google feed, all right? All on that too. But to be good at this, you have to surround yourself with people that are good at it and are good people, But listen, a lot of you are not really qualified to trade. So before you actually even do the trade, should you go see how it works first? You know what I mean? And sometimes it's going to take you a few people to learn from, because it's a lot of work to train somebody. It really is. Because if it wasn't, what the hell we have 4-year colleges sometimes? I mean, would you want someone to do brain surgery on your loved ones that never went to med school? Oh, that's a different story. No, it's not. Would you give your money to some financial advisor that then went to school to learn how to be a financial advisor? Oh, I just happened to find him on the internet. He had a really good website. And, he sure looks good on TV. I don't know. Here's my $100,000. Yeah? Let me know how that works out for you, because I deal with it every day. Listen, some of us are getting older. We have maybe you're taking care of your wife at home because she's ill, or husband. Maybe you got laid off on your job, whatever it is. And, maybe COVID affected you. And you kind of starting to realize that, I kind of like working out of my house. You know what I mean? But I want to travel because I can't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go commuting back and forth to the city and put that damage on my body. Let me tell you a sad story, okay? Before we go, let me tell you a really sad story. Today, I have to go to a funeral, a wake. Okay, actually, it's a funeral wake. Okay, a beloved friend of mine, Dave Wilson, my accountant for almost 30 years, passed away. Okay, he died from stomach cancer, and he was 62 years old. He has to be probably the hardest person that I ever seen working in any industry. This guy, I would go away with him to the Super Bowl. Okay, we would come back at 10 o'clock at night, flying back after enjoying a great weekend. And I'm like, where are you going? He goes, I have to go to work. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, relax. He goes, I can't. The tax season's in 3 weeks. I'm like, that's 3 weeks away. Yeah, I'm 3 weeks behind. I mean, like, he was the hardest working person. And I'm not to say that work killed him, or anything else, but like, he never had a chance to enjoy life. And everything he tried to, it was always work, work, work. And you know what? I don't know, maybe it did kill him. But he loved what he did. He was passionate to it, but never worried about his own health. And God rest his soul. And I still can't believe he's gone. I know some of you here probably experienced that also. And I think this is the first time I have ever mentioned it in any event. And I don't like to talk about bad things about this, but like, we've all experienced it and we've seen it. That's why a lot of us get into the trading business, because we want to go out there and we want the freedom. Hell, I started a home living channel. Anyone want to learn how to make good tomato sauce? I just launched a video yesterday. I just launched a new video, how to make fresh tomato sauce. Yeah, could someone post in the Fausto Home Living channel in there? So they could get. I have so much time on myself. I teach and I cook and I take care of chickens and so on. Let me put it in there. I think I got it. I guess somebody in the room's not listening to me. There we go. Thank you very much. There we go. Fausto Home Living. Go in there, subscribe to it, and make sure you like and share with your friends and say, oh, wow, you know what? This guy, not only he loves to cook, but he also could trade. You know what I mean? So this is the kind of like environment that you're going to be part of. Now, a couple of shout outs. Listen, I got a lot of people that just registered. So I want to do a quick shout out to all of them that just registered. Hold on one second. Ajiri, I got your registration. Welcome aboard. David Elliott, I just got your registration. Thank you very much. Ali, Sarah, I got your registration. Dario, listen, I'll even share it here. Look, they're right here. You can see the orders right here. They're just coming up. Daria, I see your order just got registered. Larry just got your registration. David, I didn't see you register. And Lori, I didn't see you register yet. So it looks like a bunch of people. Mike, I got your registration. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, you already subscribed. Okay, there you go. All right, makes sense. All right. So any other questions, everyone? But I bet you didn't subscribe to my YouTube channel for the cooking channel. Just post it. And there's a 60-second version of it on Instagram, and then the long version of how in detail with everything. There's just one correction on there. I don't use red onions. It's a yellow onion. So please make sure I had to correct that. A couple other people just registered right now. Just got your registration. I'm also hearing, you probably hear my phone ping. Lewis got your registration. Ravina got your registration. Welcome aboard. Listen, now before we go, for the people that registered, let me just tell you a little bit about what goes on. Every one of you are going to get a phone call from my staff, and they're going to set up an appointment. They're going to do a quick little walkthrough with you, tell you a little bit about what you can experience in a trading room. There is a questionnaire that you have to fill out. Please let us know more about you. Listen, don't be upset if we tell you that we don't want to teach you. Some of you really don't qualify, okay? Which is okay. Listen, I'm not a doctor knowing I'm going to make money on your insurance and put you in harm's way, okay? If I don't think trading is for you, I will personally let you know. And it's good that someone is going to be straight with you, because someone's got to be the grown-up. Then you go out there and you get yourself stuck in a position, and next thing you know, you could be one of those people that own those bank stocks in California and own a stock that went from 300 or 800, now it's down to like $10. You don't want to be there, okay? So let's go out there and do it right. And then they'll also make an appointment with you a couple of days later as you're in the room with me, and then we'll have that conversation, see if we want to make you part of our family. So Barry, whenever you're ready to start, like I would start right away. Listen, it's fresh in your mind. You're excited right now. Why not go out there and do it? David, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Please bear another few weeks. You're definitely on my list for this for sure. And yeah, well, David, listen, just register, right? You don't have to start right away. If you can't be ready in a couple of weeks, just start in a couple of weeks. But this promo, I don't know how long I'm going to keep it for. You know what I mean? So just like I said, just register now. Tell your education advisor when you want to start, because I know life gets in the way, and we'll go from there. All right. Edward, I just got your registration. Welcome aboard. David, Vasia got your registration. Thank you very much. All right. Exactly, David. But remember, I don't need your $9. I know a lot of you know that. The $9, let me repeat it again. All it is, it lets me know if you're a real person or not. That's it. And we're not going to charge you after 9 days like some other people. And they say, oh, it's $149, $300. I don't play that game. Listen, I don't need that money. Okay. I'm looking for people who want to make the good 5-6 figures in the market, but we have to go from there. That's okay, Barry. I know you got difficult. Listen, I had a difficult week myself. One of my best friends passed away. You know what I mean? So listen, I didn't trade every day, but I came in today and it worked out well, but we'll go from there. So let me go, everybody. Thanks for coming. Lori, thank you very much. Everyone, thank you for registering. Now, listen, if you did not register, I get it. Maybe you're not ready yet. Maybe you don't like the way I look. Maybe you don't like the way I speak. I get it. But let me tell you this. Everybody here, I'm warning you right now, you better get educated, and you might need to learn from a couple of people. Let's just say some of you like, oh, but I don't like stocks. I trade options. Okay, go ahead, do it. And if you're not making money within 2 to 3 months, trust me, it's not. You have two issues. Number one, it's not for you, or you got a horrible instructor, a guru. But don't think you can go out there and do it on your own. If you think education's expensive, try ignorance. Okay. So with that said, thanks everybody for registering. Appreciate it. You got the link up there, and hopefully you join that. You join me for that $9 trial. And like I said, feel free to follow us on YouTube. Maybe I'll teach you how to make. If I can't teach you how to trade, at least I can teach you how to make a good Italian sauce. All right. Thanks, everyone. Happy trading, and I'll see you all in the trading room.